feeling good. I'm going to interview Dave on this right now. So, Dave, you have done many things when it comes to mic work.
Yeah.
Radio interviews.
Yeah.
Almost being on the nets.
Almost.
How was that experience?
Well, let me tell you something, Case. Move this tape. Get rid of that.
It disappeared.
You guys ready?
Oh, shit. Really?
Oh.
Need 2 minutes?
Is he going to be on the whole time?
I'll go on at the end.
No, stay. Chill.
Oh.
Yeah, because it's easier to... Because
Okay.
you can give your critique based on everything that I say.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
All right. Now I'm nervous.
Don't be nervous.
I'm scared. I don't do these too often.
You should do more of them.
I know.
Because you don't do enough promo work.
Very true. No one gives me a mic.
Nobody gives you... Facebook and Instagram story don't count, so...
I know.
I'm going to go live for all my films. 5 minutes?
Seconds?
Oh,
Oh,
all right.
crap.
5 seconds.
Got it. Yep.
Here we go. I'm recording. You got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Live.
Welcome, everybody. Countdown to Beatdown. I'm your host, Dave Sturcio. Casey Navarro
What's up?
is with me right away.
That's
He was
me.
supposed to be a guest later on, but he's here now, and his driver dropped him off, and he's early, so he's going to stay the whole time. I mean, why not, right? Because
Yes.
we're live on Facebook.
Super live.
Super live.
Instagram live, Facebook live, every
He's
type
super,
of live.
super nervous right now.
So scared.
But we are here. Countdown to Beatdown. We are just about 3 weeks away. Is it 3 weeks already?
Yeah.
3 weeks away. Countdown to Beatdown. There's so much going on. Atlantic City, New Jersey at the Claridge. It's anticipated to be bigger than anything I've seen in professional wrestling lately. I mean, look. There's events all the time. There's events like, the big event and
Right.
Legends and these conventions that have been around for years. But now the people behind this, Standalone Wrestling, decided to make a change. And why don't we surround things in the summer rather than the winter and WrestleMania weekend and all this other stuff? Why not do something around SummerSlam, biggest party of the summer? So I think, why not? So if you thought that Standalone Wrestling would have just come on and say, all right, we're going to put on a little convention and we're going to do this, that, and the third, and we'll do it for one day. No. See, they're doing it big. And when I say big,
Huge.
I mean 3 events. 3 events in the course of what, 24 hours?
Yeah.
Probably not even
Legit.
less. First and foremost, the first event, Friday night, 7 o'clock at Steel Pier, Dinner with the Stars. And that's exactly what it is. It's a dinner with the stars. I mean, it's very cut and dry, but it's one of those experiences that you probably never experienced before. It's one thing to shake a hand of a professional wrestler. It's another thing to slap his hand when he's, running through the crowd. But have you ever sat down and ate dinner with anybody? I mean, have you done that besides eating dinner with me?
I think that's like an auction thing that WWE does.
Right.
But
So
to
it's
get an
like
opportunity like
right.
that.
So it's like
jeez.
one of those things where you got to bid and you got to be, I don't know, you got to know somebody to know
Right.
somebody. But this is an event exclusive. Standalone Wrestling is presenting Dinner with the Stars, and let me tell you, I got the list right here. I'm still kind of wondering how all these guys are going to be, all these egos are going to be under one roof. Starting first and foremost, a good buddy of independent wrestling. He's also involved still with WWE. TJ Wilson, Tyson Kidd, is in the house, and he is actually promoting his brand new supplement line, Workhorse. And I know you are an avid member of Gym Goer,
Yes.
and as am I, so I'm excited about his new line as well. I got a couple friends in the business that are going to sample it, tell me how they like it, but you know what? I may not even wait for their response because I'm a kind of guy that needs to try new things.
Me
right?
too.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to try it.
Of course you're going to try it. Your little heart will explode.
It would.
Bob Holly in the house, Demolition, Abyss, Diamante, and of course, the chinless wonder, James Ellsworth, is also going to be there for dinner. Victoria, Matt Tremont, CZW's DJ Hyde. Let's see, John Cruz, Robbie E. So he's bringing the boom. Yeah, I was going to say, you can start fist
Bringing
bumping.
it.
Like I said, this is one of those events where you really don't see it often. It's just one of those things where you're going to be able to experience a lot. You're going to be able to experience sitting down with some of your favorite wrestling superstars of today, yesterday, and the future. Are you going?
I will be there actually.
Are you going? So
I'm
we're not
very
going to
excited.
promote KC to be one of the guys you can eat dinner with, because chances are he's going to be eating dinner with all the wrestlers. So
Would.
it's like another experience for you.
It is.
It is.
And I'm
Of
very
course-
excited.
Of course it is. And of course, the next day is the grand finale of them all, and it's Boardwalk Beatdown. The actual convention starts at 9 o'clock in the morning, meaning I got to get up and get down there at I got to get up at 5:30.
Yeah, because we got to hit the gym first.
That's gonna be rough. Well, yeah. I mean, I'll be wearing a suit, so I can kind of do whatever I want. I don't necessarily have to dress the part with spandex anymore, but I get to wear a suit, look nice, and be the voice. I'm going to be one of your hosts of Boardwalk Beatdown. This convention is stacked, and it's headlined by two of the greatest wrestlers of all time. You can chime in on this one. We're talking about Bill Goldberg, and we're talking about Sting. Two guys that have been relevant on the WWE scene very frequently within the last couple of years. You would think that these guys just don't have an end game. These guys they're trying to keep going and going and going. And guess what? We've seen some classic matches between Brock Lesnar and Goldberg. We saw some classic stuff with Sting interacting with the NWO and DX at WrestleMania that year.
Right.
They're here, and kudos to the powers that be to getting Sting and Goldberg in the same building at the same time, literally the same time. You could check the times on the website and Facebook and all this other stuff. But Sting and Goldberg are I mean,
That's going to be
does it
insane.
get any bigger than that? Oh, yeah, wait, it does, because guess what? Can we all be marks here and throw the Bullet Club, right? Everybody wants to be in the Bullet Club. And guess what? The Bullet Club's going to be there. That's right. The Bullet Club in the house. Cody Rhodes, the Young Bucks, they're all going to be there. And obviously they've been making waves because they have their all-in event from Chicago on, I believe it's September 1st, if I'm not
I believe
mistaken.
it's a week right after Boardwalk Beatdown.
Yeah, so I mean, you talk about the last push to promote one of the biggest shows ever. I've watched pre-sale, and as soon as the tickets went on sale, I said, this might sell. This might sell, right? Yeah. Well, it's sold out in 10 minutes. So
Crazy.
And now you can't get there, and I'm not even sure if it's available on secondary markets like your StubHubs or your Ticketmasters or whatever. I don't know. I really couldn't tell you, but I can tell you that it's jam-packed, and it's featuring the Bullet Club and Cody Rhodes, the Young Bucks. The villain's also
Marty
here.
Scurll.
Yeah, so Marty Scurll's in the house. He will also be at Boardwalk Beatdown. Now, you're probably wondering, well, that's worth the price of admission right away. Well, the price of admission right away is it's me. I mean, if you want to come and see me, I'm the price of admission. And Casey Navarro.
This guy.
However, if you want to see Sting and Goldberg, I mean,
yeah,
but
they're
it doesn't stop there. There's so many more people. Oh my God, the list goes on and on. Let's see, Chase Owens, Haku, Tonga. I mean, your boy Roman Reigns has been frequently tweeting back and forth. I mean, you would think that there's some reality to this. This is not a scripted ordeal. I don't think. I mean, look, everybody, wrestling. I know it's crazy. I know it's gonna kick you here. It's sometimes scripted. Okay, it's weird. I know, but this little tiff that's going on, it seems like they got legitimate beef with each other.
Yeah, they're going back and forth, Tonga's like, hey, you know where to find me. And Roman's just like, yo, whatever. But I don't know, man. It seems pretty serious.
I think when anytime you get the attention of a WWE superstar, it means something. You know, and you're going to get the follows and the tweets and the retweets and likes and all that stuff. You're going to get the attention. And he's got his attention. So come see Tonga at Boardwalk Beatdown. You also got, let's see, Ken Shamrock, the world's most dangerous man in the house. I almost met him once.
Really?
Back in 2013, and it just didn't work out. Don't know why. But he's one of the guys that made the transition from MMA to the world of professional wrestling. Do you think overall, Case, I can ask your opinion, you're a fan at heart, just like we all are. Do the transitions work? We've seen Brock do it, but Brock started amateur wrestling, winning state titles, going to nationals, all that good stuff, then becomes a professional wrestler, then goes to the UFC, then comes back, then he's going to go back. So there's a lot, it's back and forth, you know what I mean? So it's one of those things where, who knows? Who knows the transition, how hard it is? I know that Bobby Lashley tried it, and he dominated, completely dominated. But this crossover between UFC and WWE or any major professional wrestling organization like your Matt
Matt Riddle.
Riddle. I mean, Riddle's going to
Look
be
at
at
him.
Boardwalk Beatdown as well. I mean, look, the list goes on and on. But that transition is something to be said for, because who started it? Ken Shamrock started it,
Right.
and Dan Severn started it. You know what I
Right.
mean? Back in the day, well, you were in diapers, but back in
I
the
was.
day, back in the day, this guy revolutionized it by being one of the first ones to come over and do his thing. So, I mean, look, it remains to be seen, what he looks like nowadays. But I'm gonna assume, when you're in that lifestyle, you're in that lifestyle forever. So Ken
yeah.
Shamrock probably still can kill you with his bare hands. So I'll be sure to just shake his hand,
And
say hello,
I'm gonna walk
and move
away.
on,
Yep.
because Lord knows I don't need my ankle snapped or anything to that extent.
I got to
But-
make sure I can wrestle later on that night. so.
Exactly. James Ellsworth, who we were talking about last night, who was on the Dinner with the Stars the night before, he's going to be there as well. Whatchamacallit? He's on all three events. We'll get more into the breakout show a little bit later on, featuring this handsome gentleman over here.
Hi.
But James Ellsworth will be involved at Boardwalk Beatdown as well. Virgil. Pause. Virgil. He ain't lonely, because I'm hearing that there's going to be thousands of people at Boardwalk Beatdown. So he's obviously not going to be lonely, Virgil. He's going to be very busy, Virgil, because who doesn't want to meet Virgil? I know I want to meet Virgil. I probably met Virgil at Penn Station or something to that extent. But I definitely met Virgil, and he's definitely a superstar in my eyes, because if you were bigger than larger than life in the early 90s, any single superstar you would come interacting with, it was larger than life. I mean, it's a little different now. Nowadays, I mean, you're seeing a lot of guys that are just off the cuff and can kind of interact with the fans, and
Right.
it's a little bit more loose. Back then, it wasn't loose at all. I mean, you couldn't talk to these wrestlers.
Yeah.
There was no chance. I mean, you looked at guys like Hulk Hogan and these large like Goldberg and Sting and guys like that. You looked at them and you said, I can't imagine talking to these guys. There's no way. And I feel like Virgil is in that category, because he ran with the $1 Million Man. He had those amazing promos, amazing matches, events. You had the candy stripe tights, if you remember correctly. I'm sure you've done your homework. You're paying your $9.99 a month, but you got to mooch off of somebody. Just
true.
so you don't have to spend the $10. But anyway, Virgil's in the house. We just talked about Matt Riddle, Victoria, Summer Rae. I repeat that 3 times. I love you, Summer Rae. Summer Rae's going to be in the house.
jeez.
Very excited
Oh,
about
jeez.
that. She's awesome. Sue Young, Allie, Diamante, Pitbull, Gary Wolf. Funny story about Pitbull, Gary Wolf. He was a tag team partner of mine.
Really?
Yeah, well, it was definitely had to be one of the shows you were on for Rob Fury, brother.
Yeah.
SWF, who are also going to be in the house with a table. But yeah, I mean, I was tag team partners with him and the late Zombie, ECW Zombie.
Really?
God rest his soul. But I got to team
Wow.
up with Pitbull. Pitbull wound up wearing green and black, so it kind of made sense
Okay.
that I was his tag team partner. But yeah, once upon a time, imagine this, people. I used to wrestle, so imagine that. So at least I know a little bit.
There is a great picture of me and him when I was a fan.
You can check on that tomorrow. I'm going to make sure I do a nice side by side with me and little Kid Christian. Before he was KC Navarro, he was Kid Christian, the Sugar Rush little dude.
Actually, I wasn't even that yet.
You
I was
weren't
a
even
fan.
that yet. You were a fan. You showed up in your John Cena wristbands.
Yeah.
You showed up in your She Wants the Destruction T-shirt.
Yes.
Merch sales were through the roof.
Best shirt ever. I
That
still
was-
wear it.
You know what? Do you really?
Yeah.
I'm still. I only have one left, and it's the one I cut up like really bad, so I can't even wear it out. So, and it's in my drawer, and anybody who sees it out like looks at me like, what a douche. Like, why would he put She Wants the D on a T-shirt? Anyway, I digress about that. But other ones: J.J. Dillon, Jillian Hall, King Kong Bundy. King Kong Bundy, fun fact. As I have fun facts about everybody, and I'm not even reading them. They're up here. He was my first action figure.
Really?
Yeah, King Kong Bundy. Imagine
Wow.
that. And I can't have him sign it because A, it's not professional, and B, I gave him hair and a beard. Yeah, I drew on it. Don't get me started. So other than that, yeah, I drew on it and whatever. Muhammad Hassan. You talk about a guy with heat.
God,
Yeah, a
yeah.
guy that is on fire all the time. We have guests that are walking on in as we go on and on as I'm going down the list here. I don't know if we have breaks or able to do these things yet because nobody really told me. So
Yeah.
no breaks, keep going.
Just
he
keep it
says.
going.
All
It's
right, whatever.
live, brother.
It's live, man.
We
Because
ain't
we're going to be
quitting.
joined by legendary ring announcer Gary Michael Capetta. He is in the house tonight, and I was very excited about it because why? because that's what I do now. So
Yeah.
it kind of works. It kind of works out that I get to talk to him. Other guys joining us, Boardwalk Beatdown, Francine, Doink, Tony Atlas, Bull James. Bull James is one of my favorite guys in wrestling. He's such a good dude. We're actually in the process, and I don't know, I got to check the phone a little later on, but we're in the process of trying to put together a really cool event for a charity softball game. Where
awesome.
4 promotions, it's actually a charity softball tournament where we're going to try to get a couple promotions involved. But we got a caller. Is that right? You
Caller.
got to be kidding me. A caller already? I can't even get through my
Already?
opening monologue without a caller. Go ahead.
Hey, hello.
Yes.
Yellow.
It's Eric Sims. How are you?
Hey, Eric Sims, super agent of professional wrestling.
I
Here he
love
is.
you.
How are you?
Oh, I know you have something you want to talk about today.
Calling around this time.
Yeah, I know. You're here, and you're live on Facebook, Hamilton Radio, with Dave Sturcio. Casey Navarro's hanging out as well. But I know you are involved in something very important that everybody should be in the know about. So go on and tell me a little bit about your role at Boardwalk Beatdown in Atlantic City.
Well, I'm going to be bringing in Val Venus. Everybody knows he's a legendary superstar from the 90s.
Absolutely.
Also, Gorgeous George. She was a manager and managed Randy Savage, dated Randy, had a whole big thing. So those are going to be my guests at the Boardwalk Beatdown. And we're doing something very special afterward at 4:20. It's called the Cannabis Summit. Everybody knows that Val Venus is very big with cannabis. He's very smart, works at a cannabis dispensary, a marijuana dispensary out in Arizona.
A lot of money to be made there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's very knowledgeable, and if you ever listen to any of his rants on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, wherever he gets a chance to do his ranting, it's pretty unique, and we're going to bring that live to Boardwalk Beatdown. So everybody's in for a real treat. So I suggest everybody get tickets for that. They're only $30. They're available at standalonewrestling.com or at ESSpromotions.com. And anything it's a big question and answer. We'll do nothing illegal there. Just, it's just an information session and basically a big rant. You want to debate Val. You have questions for him. It's gonna be something special.
That's very cool. I mean, look, only in wrestling can you talk about stuff like this and combine it all together and make it for one big event. That's actually really interesting. I strongly suggest anybody that wants a little information on the old cannabis, you definitely want to check this out. Eric Sims, I'm telling you right now, man, you're making moves. How's business with ESS?
ESS is on fire. I mean, I am. I'm kind of steady. All year round. We'll go out 2 or 3 weekends a month, do my thing, and business is good. I'm like one of the only full-time active agents in the country doing this. Now there are a lot of other agents, and everybody's pretty good at what they do, but they only come around pretty much around convention times. The conventions come up, and then they bring guys in, and then take my model, which bring a guy in, give him multiple bookings, make a good weekend out of it, and they're following that, and good for them. Good for them. I'm glad I'm paving the way for them to do that, and everybody gets a lot of extra work. So it's all good.
Have you ever thought about maybe I know you have ESS and you're a super agent right now, but because that people are following your model, do you ever think about maybe opening up your own agency in some regard? Nothing crazy, nothing like Ari Gold or anything like that, but I'm talking some agency where you can hire people under you and do your work just so you're not running around like a madman.
As I'm getting older. And things are changing in my life. I got a little 3-year-old, and I kind of want to be around for certain important events.
Right. Absolutely.
With her, I kind of want to do that. And I have a few people that work with me in case I can't make shows. So but the problem is once people get the bug, they want to do it for themselves.
Right. No, I understand. That makes sense. No,
I
just figured.
And that's where all my competition is coming in, because the people I've taken under my wing, once they think they can do it on their own, they do it on their own.
Yeah,
They branch out and do it.
I know, like starting up with their own convention or something like that.
I guess I'm doing a good thing by teaching them how to do it.
Right.
But then it's a bad thing because now they become my competition. But I got to be friendly to them because you never know when you need somebody.
Well,
so
there is only one. There's only one Eric Sims, and we all are very aware of that. I think, when you look at independent wrestling as a whole, and you look at agents, sometimes it can be a hassle, but I feel like you've done it right the entire time, and everybody kind of likes working with you, and you're not hard to deal with because some people's agents, and I've interacted with a couple of them being in the business, they're just unbearable to talk to, and they want this, that, and the third for demands. But you do it right.
The idea is to do business.
Right.
That's the goal. Make a deal happen. Honor your deal.
Absolutely.
Nobody has money out there, or people have limited money. So, like, I try to work within people's budgets. Now, granted, the talent ain't working for free, and they have their price. So I try to, I ask them what their budget is, because whatever their budget is, I gotta pay for talent, then I gotta put a little something away for myself.
Right.
Because it's everybody's entitled to their piece of the pie.
I absolutely
agree. You gotta know how to make it work. And after 33 years of doing this, I think I've been pretty successful.
Years? That's twice as long
30
as I've
years.
been
Eric,
alive.
man, calm down. It's time to slow it down a little bit. But listen, Eric, man, I really appreciate you coming on, plugging away the Val Venus, what we were calling it again, cannabis. What was it? I'm sorry.
The Cannabis Summit.
Cannabis Summit.
Anything you want to know about cannabis, because cannabis is a hot thing in America today. Because with
starting to legalize everywhere.
And this and that, cannabis is huge in America today, and it's legal in certain states, and it's going to become legal in other states. So it's a hot topic of conversation.
Hey, look,
And
gambling
we're
in
gonna
New
bring it
Jersey.
live to Boardwalk Beatdown, and I hope everybody comes to support this because it's information seeking, and it's going to be very interesting. It's going to be eye opening. It's going to be groundbreaking. It's going to, it's going to turn heads, and you're going to be surprised. You're going to be surprised.
Hey, Eric, if it makes money, it makes sense. Thank you so much for coming on today, and we will see you in about 3 weeks at Boardwalk Beatdown, man. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. www.esspromotions.com.
There's the plug. There's the website. We'll plug it again later on. Thank you so much, Eric Sims, for coming on. But right now, we're going to kick KC out of here.
Bye.
We'll bring you back to preview something else later on because I have a special guest that I want to get to, obviously, and it's the legendary ring announcer, Gary Michael Capetta. He has to join me right now, and see you later. He's going to join me right now. We're going to talk about Beyond Body Slams, and it's going to be a pleasure to work with him. Okay, well, I'm getting told we're going to commercial. When we come back, we will have Gary Michael Capetta.
Multi-day epic pro. First multi-day epic pro wrestling experience comes to Atlantic City as Standalone Wrestling presents Boardwalk Beatdown, an incredible jam-packed event. Have dinner with the stars Friday, August 24th at the world-famous Steel Pier. Saturday, August 25th, enjoy Boardwalk Beatdown convention featuring Goldberg, Sting, the Bullet Club, and close to 100 other stars. Standalone Wrestling caps off this incredible weekend with their live show, Breakout. Both events will be held at the Claridge. Visit standalonewrestling.com or call 609-709-8536.
All right, welcome back to Countdown to the Beatdown. Dave Sturt Show here now with a very, very special guest, Gary Michael Capetta. I'm talking legendary ring announcer. It is my honor for you to be here. How are you doing today?
Thank you very much. I'm doing really well.
You still got the voice, man. It gives me the chills, man.
I was listening to Eric, and you can come to my stage show at Boardwalk Beatdown, and then you can go to the Cannabis Forum. But the one thing that's going to be different is everything at my show is not necessarily going to be legal. So
wow. Okay. Well, that's a bombshell right here, live on Facebook Live and everything like that. So yeah, Tell me about what's happening with Gary Michael Capetta coming up, Boardwalk Beatdown. I was watching one of your older interviews where you're reviewing your book. How's book sales?
Book sales are great.
Yeah, I definitely want to get around to reading that, only because I like to read. Imagine that. And B, I just want to know. I want to know what it was like back then, because obviously I'll let you plug, your show first, but I definitely have a couple questions for you in the wrestling business.
Yeah, let's fly with whatever you want to go with.
Absolutely. Well, first and foremost, your event. What are we looking at? What can we expect?
If people don't know about this event by now, they're on
we're
another
in trouble,
planet.
Folks. We're in trouble.
I'm thrilled to be at Boardwalk Beatdown. Actually, I'm going to have a long day. I'm going to be on the convention floor from 9 in the morning until 1. And then I do my Beyond Body Slam stage show from 3 till probably 5:30.
Better days, for sure.
And then that night,
right.
I'm doing guest ring announcing. I'll be announcing a match or two at the standalone wrestling event.
So here I was thinking, can I be the ring announcer for that event?
Well, no, I'm only.
And there I am. I'm like, damn, now I can't beat that.
I'm
I mean,
only
come
doing
on.
a match or two.
Okay, you should do the whole thing, to be honest with you. But hey, I digress. I'm not the booker. I can't. I don't control that. But so tell me more about the stage show, more or less, because obviously everybody can come see you at your table.
Yep.
During the times that you're there. But tell me a little bit more about the stage show that's going to be going down.
Well, like you had just expressed about the book, like you're interested in finding out what was going on behind the scenes. That covers about 21 years of my 44 years. And it's called Beyond Body Slams. You just shook your head like, I can't believe it. You see,
I can't believe it's just been.
Let me tell you, Dave, one of the reasons I like being here is to prove that I'm alive.
Yes, he's here.
Is that
in
amazing?
the flesh. Can you imagine? This is not like a hologram Tupac. This is actually Gary Michael Capetta.
Casey can attest to that. We just shook. We just introduced. It's amazing.
He's marking out like a little boy. That's fine.
Amazing. Yes, and you don't have me propped up, right?
No, you're there. You're sitting up on your own.
There you go.
What a stud. I'm still a stud.
I'm drooling a little bit, but.
Oh, wait. You know what? Phone call. I guess bring them on in. We'll get back to more about your stage show. But phone call here. Who do we got?
Yes, it's one half of Take It Two Takes Over New Jersey. It's Sal. How's everybody?
Hey, Sal. How's it going?
All right, brother. How's everything?
Oh, I'm good. I think I'm wheeling and dealing here on Countdown to Beatdown. How are you?
It's great. I want to welcome you guys up to Hamilton Radio. Gary, it's great to see and hear from you, brother.
Isn't it amazing? See? I told you, people are tuning in to see if I'm really alive.
Yeah.
It's really me on Facebook and Twitter. It's amazing. I have someone else.
You got to get your Twitter game.
I have someone else type for me because I'm arthritic. But hey, you can't have everything.
Absolutely.
For 40 years watching, WWE program and all indie stuff. I was there at the Garden watching Backlund lose to the Sheik back in '83. And wrestling's come a long way. And Gary, thank you for everything you've done in the business. And please continue it, man. It's great to see everybody come back again.
It has always been my honor. As a fan from a kid, and then all of a sudden being part of the show, it's just been awesome. And you're showing your age, my friend. Where did you say you were from? Howell?
I live in Jackson. I'm 51 years old, actually.
Cool. Okay. Excellent.
Yeah.
He's a neighbor of mine.
Yes.
Yes.
And we at Take It Two Takes Over NJ, catch our show on August 23rd. If you boys want to come on up, come be our guest. It's fine.
Shameless plug, of course. Of course. Absolutely, man. Thank you.
Not like a shameless plug.
Oh, of course. When you're on the radio and on any kind of forum,
which means all of those compliments meant zero.
That's
zero.
That's all he wanted to get to at the end was, real pleasure to be here, but if you want to check out my show, that'd be great.
Hello, everybody. Say hello to Gary.
Thank you.
Gary.
Hey, guys.
Gary,
how you doing?
The co-host, my co-host Jennifer. My co-host
awesome.
Jennifer in the background there saying hello.
Sweet. All right, man. Well, look.
We're going to see you at Boardwalk Beatdown. We're going to be there.
That's all that matters.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for calling in.
I appreciate your call, man.
You got it. Thank you so much for everything.
You got it, man. Take care.
All right.
The plugs. It's all about the plugs.
It's about the plugs.
That's really all about. Hey, by the way, a real big fan of what you're doing, but can everybody listen to me? So anyway, we weren't interrupted. The callers will come in. I'm sure the numbers scrolling somewhere along the Facebook ads and all that good stuff on YouTube to call in and talk to Gary Michael Capetta, myself. Casey Navarro will join me again later on. But we weren't interrupted. But So tell me exactly what's happening with this stage show at Boardwalk Beatdown.
So people have read the book and they want to know more. They always have more questions,
Yeah.
and there are always more stories to tell.
Absolutely.
You know, over 44 years is going to, I can't begin to put all that, in one book. So what I do is I take the most interesting stories. I take stories that people have asked me the most questions about. And as I'm telling you the stories, this show is featuring Steve Austin, Undertaker, San Martino, Dusty, the Road Warriors. As I'm telling you the stories on the giant screen behind me and overhead, you're seeing what I'm talking about.
Oh, so it's got the visual and your voice and just...
Yeah, like Night Mick Foley lost his ear in Munich, Germany, and the referee tossed it to me. That was a non-televised event, but there was a German fan in the audience who had a camcorder. Caught it all. He caught it all on tape.
Except the ear. You caught the ear.
I caught the ear. Yes. So what you don't know is what happened leading up to that match and what happened immediately when I caught the ear. I ran it backstage to Ric Flair, who was in charge that night. So at the show, you find out what happened after, like when I got backstage and Sting, check the ear out and
There's
Booker T and shit like that.
Yeah, there's stuff that you always want to know about professional wrestling. You want to pull back the curtain a little bit. I've been only around the business, the professional wrestling business, for 6 years. So obviously, I've grew up watching. I'm a big fan of yours as well. I mean, I'm not going to tell you, please give us a story now, but you're basically telling us that this interaction will be like Q&A based, or is just going to be give you the mic and let you run?
It's both. It's a set piece, and then the encore at the end of the show. I take questions about anything, and in Atlantic City only, I'm going to have Joel Gertner with me from ECW.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
So
Look at that.
yeah,
Jeez,
I mean,
the stars just keep on coming.
what an odd couple that is.
A
right?
little bit.
Yeah. Well, people think of him as the innocent GMC,
Right.
And then Joel Gertner, the potty mouth. So, we're going to be talking. I'm going to be finding out about Joel and ECW, and I'm going to be talking about the time that Paul Heyman called me up and wanted me to join ECW.
And
And
you
when-
can't say that here.
And
then
when
just
you're
let
at the
us go.
show, you will find out what happened during that conversation.
So now I have to tell my boss, the guy employing me for the day, that I'm going to have to take a little bit of a break because I too want to find out what happened when Paul Heyman called Gary Michael Capetto. Unless you want to tell us now, that's fine too.
Obviously, it didn't work out because I was not on ECW. But,
Well, I mean, look.
yeah, but the why that's the
That
interesting part.
is the interesting part. And now, so the show, obviously a huge convention, a stage show, Gary Michael Capetta. It goes beyond body slams. Obviously, it says for itself. It's beyond the mat, not that movie. The movie was brutal. Remember that movie, Beyond the Mat? But for me, as a aspiring ring announcer, I have a question for you. Have you ever, from your perspective, have you ever heard the term or the phrase, "You're just the ring announcer"? Even in your earlier days, obviously.
You know what? Yeah. But that don't take that to be negative.
Okay.
It sounds to me like you're
Yeah,
you're pining on that one.
Rub me on a little wrong.
No, that's an okay thing because I'll speak for myself. I will not speak for you. But as the ring announcer, I was the lowest person on the importance rung of,
absolutely.
as far as the performers go.
Right. No,
And you
definitely.
always need to remember that.
Yeah, 100%.
So by saying, I'm only the ring announcer, what my job is to put over the promotion,
Mm-hmm.
is to put over each individual wrestler. So that's not a bad mindset to have. I think you'll be more likely to do the job, get the job done, if that's how you think of it.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, I mean, look, there's no taking credit away from the people that are in the ring performing, the professional wrestlers that are in there, in the dirt, in the grind, and I would never take anything
Yeah,
away
my
from
job
those
and
guys.
your job is to put Casey over. My job and your
Right.
job is, to put Austin over. Or, look, until my stage show, nobody ever bought a ticket to see GMC. Like, this is amazing that
Right.
people are,
Right.
are coming out and buying a ticket to see Beyond Body Slams. But up until then, they didn't say, "Oh, wait, the TV show's coming on. Gary Michael Capetta's not on. Oh, I'm turning it off."
Yeah, hey, listen.
that never happened.
Right.
So you have to be pretty grounded in who you are and what, like The Rock used to say, know what your role is.
Yeah, no, that totally makes sense. I mean, it's one of those things where, as a ring announcer, a commentator, all the stuff that I've been trying to dabble into in the business, I never want to be larger than the people that are in the ring doing their thing. But a good friend told me once upon a time that the line to go see Mean Gene and the line to go see Jim Ross is just as long as somebody else's line. So I mean, obviously you are proof of the pudding that you can make a living doing this. I mean,
people will say you've been the voice of my childhood.
Right.
That's and they relate to that. But until I'm willing to take a body slam from Casey,
he can't lift you. But go ahead.
It's not going to happen. Yeah. So I mean. No, you know your role. Yeah, I was just the ring announcer, but in just being the ring announcer, you can affect what's going on. By the tone of your voice and your stature and your facial expressions, and there's a lot to contribute.
Right.
In order to add to that show, in order to make the event a more enjoyable event for everybody.
Yeah. So. Listen, you heard it from him first, so now I'm done talking about it.
and by the same token, if you screw things up, you can ruin you can ruin a match.
Oh, 100%. I've done it. Obviously I've been only doing this for a couple years because I started in ring and then made the transition, and the transition's been fun. I think I'm having more fun in pro wrestling of not being so much knee deep in the politics and just being the voice and being like an upbeat personality.
Why would you want to be in the politics?
I don't want to be in the politics. That's the reason why I quit.
But here's something to think about. Every event, I'm just going to throw out numbers. Every event, let's say, has 20 wrestlers.
Right.
They have 2 or 3 referees. They only have 1 ring announcer.
They only have 1.
So it's a little bit more competitive with ring announcers because there are fewer bookings. There are fewer needs
100%.
For them, no matter how many events there are. But just don't worry about those things, and everything will work out fine.
Oh, I appreciate the advice.
It took me 7 years before I felt like I hit my stride.
Oh, so I got another year. There you go. I mean, that solves all that, doesn't it? But no, I really appreciate that because, again, coming from you, you've been around the block, so to speak, a couple times.
I couldn't keep a job.
Yeah, well,
WWF, WWF, AWA, NWA, WCW, and ROH. I couldn't keep a job. They just, I just kept on moving.
Well, I mean, in the way I see that is that you were so well. No. The way I see it is because you were so well-rounded and you were at different places. Do you find yourself as the ring announcer to be? You're your own talent. You know what I mean? So I mean, yes, you were employed by the big boys at WWF, and then you did your Ring of Honor. You know what I mean? So you're here. Do you find that to be better off, or do you find that you should have just, hung on, or do you have wanted to just hang on to one thing rather than expand? Because I feel like your brand is expanded because of the places you've been.
Well, at the time, you take your, for instance, when I was at the end of my WWF years. An opportunity came up with the AWA, and it was the first pro wrestling show on ESPN. So I jumped at that. That was. So you have to evaluate.
Right.
What's available to you at the time, and years later, when you look back and you say, "Oh man, that was a mistake." You always have to look at, well, what did I know at the time?
Right.
What did I have to go on? I knew my years in the WWF were limited, and I had this other opportunity, so I just. I wasn't fired. I didn't quit. I just faded away.
Yeah, I mean, look, that's obviously, and that's the legacy that you can leave behind. That you on your terms did your thing, and it became one of the most recognizable professional wrestling ring announcers of all time.
And and then one thing just leads to the other. Then I met the Crockett's, and that went to the NWA, which brought me to WCW. Which I've been blessed. Most things are out of our control anyway.
Right.
It's in the Lord's hands, to tell you the truth. So, I have nothing to complain about.
And you can check out Gary Michael Capetta at Boardwalk Beatdown. This is Countdown to Beatdown. Gary, thank you so much.
Yeah.
I really appreciate it.
It's been a pleasure.
You can check out Beyond Body Slams. He's going to be on his own stage where he belongs. So one stage for one man with a bunch of stuff happening, Q&A, documentary type stuff. I'm really excited because, you know what, like I said, I wasn't kidding. I'm definitely going to come check out your show, and they're going to have to find another guy behind the mic.
August 25th.
25th.
The convention starts, at 9 o'clock?
9 o'clock.
Chad, is that right? 9 o'clock?
Yeah,
yep.
9 o'clock.
Dozens and dozens of legends will be there. Check out my show, and then you can switch over and check out Eric's legal show. And then at night, excellent super wrestling.
Yeah.
So
I'm going to cover that with Casey Navarro, and
it's rare that I'm out doing any kind of guest announcing. I don't do ring announcing much anymore.
I'm actually on commentary for that event, so I will see you there, and I'll see you at Boardwalk Beatdown.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Appreciate it. That was Gary Michael Capetta. Are we going to take another break before we bring KC back in? It's up to you guys.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, he says. Why not? Keep going. Why not? So we'll bring KC back in here as we wrap up. Take the sunglasses off, son. We are inside Hollywood. That is not going to be tolerated here. Oh, Christ.
Right.
Yeah, he's back already.
That's right.
Well, first of all, one more time, thank you so much. GMC in the house, Gary Michael Capetta. I can't thank him enough. That was awesome. I know you listened to it
that was
from
awesome.
over there. For me, I mean, it's, being the aspiring voice of a company, I work right now currently for WrestlePro, and it's one of the fastest independent wrestling companies that are growing on the East Coast. You can check us out September 7th. Yeah, 7th. September 7th, the Gold Rush Rumble. Check that out. But to go down the list of guest names that are going to be at the convention, we brought in GMC, and so we're back to, where were we? Let's see. DJ, all right, we were after Bull James. Bull James, I left off of Bull James. He'll be there. DJ Hyde, CZW owner, promoter, will be there as well. Now, here's really good, a big reunion that I'm really excited about, and I saw it yesterday. And it is the reunion of the Lifeguard and Dylan Stiffwood.
That for me is cool.
Coach D in the house.
That for me is awesome.
I've marked out for it. I haven't seen Coach D in forever. I didn't think he was still alive, to be honest with you. I'm just going to be honest.
I haven't seen Coach D since I was in PWS.
Yeah, we don't say those letters anymore. So I haven't seen him in a long time. It's going to be good to see him there. Check out Lifeguard Mike Dell with Dylan Stiffwood. Then we have, what else? Jeez. Abyss, Crazy Steve, Rosemary. My God. D'Lo Brown in the house as well, Mr. Head Nod Wobble guy. He made fame. You know what I want him to bring? I want him to bring his chest protector. You remember those days? Oh, God. He's going to say, no, I don't remember those days. My producer remembered those days where he had like a rib injury and he wore this chest protector, but he wore it for like 4 years. And the chest protector was like lined in lead and just steel. And he would do a frog splash from the top rope. Dunzo. So, sorry for that one. Paul Ellering in the house. Maven. We're talking about Tough Enough 1 winner. Maven is in the house. Let's see. Rhett Titus, another great dude. He could be seen Ring of Honor. He could be seen. He knows all about Rhett Titus. You can see him on Grimm's Toy Show, which, by the way, yes, the man, the myth, the legend, Grimm, will be in the house with Heel Wife. Is that his wife?
That is his wife.
That's his wife. Okay. I have not met Heel Wife yet. I've met Grimm on a couple occasions. Great dude. And he brings an army every single time, every event. And I still don't get it yet. I don't get the what is it, Grimm's Toy? GTS?
GTS, I actually just want to put this out there. I am not coming back to GTS. To all the fans that ask me every single day, I'm going to let you know now.
Well, neither am I. I'm not even.
Just in case anybody calls it an ass.
Let's see here. Doo-Hop? Is that's one of the guys?
That is one of the guys.
Doo-Hop's in the house. And in case you were wondering what that huge bus was on the outside of the Claridge at Boardwalk Beatdown, it is none other than the Lex Express. That's right. Lex Luger is in the house as well. I'm excited about that. We just talked to Gary Michael Capetta. Some guy named Dave Sturcho is going to be there. Oh, that's me. That's me. That's me. I'll be there behind the mic along with DJ Vito. He's going to be, oh my God, there's another page.
Wow.
There's another page of there's like, and I'm not even kidding you. I went 2017 WrestleCon. Okay, that was in Orlando.
Okay.
Were you down there?
I was not down there, no.
Okay, I was down there. I don't know if any of my friends know this, but I was down there. Orlando, Florida, WrestlePro put on a show at WrestleCon, and you see this big convention. Obviously, they have the WrestleCon convention, and shout out to those guys because they put on a great show. But there's 40, 50 guys, and there's legends and all this other stuff, and there's just so many people. Boardwalk Beatdown is bringing you like 450 wrestlers. Okay, that's what it sounds like. That's what it feels like. Because I have a whole nother page here of guys to talk about.
That's 3 pages, right?
Yeah, that's 3 pages of guys. Doink the Clown. You heard that right. Doink the Clown. You guys can call in about that one. LSG is in the house. Leon St. Giovanni, good friend of mine. Demolition. Here's another one. First wrestler I ever met at the Woodbridge Armory. He put me in a sleeper hold. Brutus the Barber Beefcake.
I took a picture of Brutus the Barber Beefcake.
Are you really?
Yeah, I'm so serious.
I don't buy it. I'm gonna have to look it up. Robbie E, Danny Davis, Punishment Martinez, Shane Douglas is in the house as well. My God, Too Cold Scorpio. It's like the original ECW cast is in the house as well. They're gonna bring all their talent. Bob Holly, Sanjay Dutt, Impact Wrestling's very own Sanjay Dutt. Speaking of Impact Wrestling, one of the hottest tag teams going right now in Impact and all over the world. We're talking about superstar KM, Kevin Matthews, and Fallah Bahh. That's right. Do the Bahh thing. There you go. The Bahh thing. Sanjay Dutt, Kevin Matthews, Fallah Bahh, all are in the house. Joel Gertner, who GMC talked about earlier. Gangrel. I'm not wearing white. Okay, that's all I'm saying, because Lord knows when he's going to start spitting off his blood and mist and all that stuff. Was there anything cooler than that? See, I'm trying to talk to Casey Navarro about the Attitude Era, and I'm thinking to myself, he was in diapers. There's no chance, right? Yeah, right. My producer's like, there's no way this kid knows any of this stuff. I really hope. Do yourself a favor, kid.
He came out with Edge of Christian. I know that.
There you go. I know that. Listen. Oh, I remember that. Jesus. Whew, boy.
Dun, dun,
Yeah.
dun, dun,
Which, by the way, is still one of my favorite songs to work out to.
Really?
The Brew theme song. There's not. Are you kidding? Oh, it's badass. But anyway, getting back, Goldberg is going to be there. We know this already, but his counterpart as well, Gilbert, is in the house. Gilbert will be at Boardwalk Beatdown, according to my run sheet here. Droz. We all know Droz. We all know he was a part of the Legion of Doom at one point. He was also Puke. He's got. Remember that? Oh, you remember that? You don't remember that, do you?
No.
Oh God, get him out of here. Bring your friend over here. Maybe he knows what I'm talking about. Is he older than you?
No.
All right, everybody's 19 years old here. To be 19 again.
Actually, he's 18.
He's 18. Okay, good. So he's legal to be here. That's great.
Yeah.
Gorgeous George, as mentioned by ESS. Eric Sims is bringing in Gorgeous George. Congo Kong. Kelly. Kelly.
Holla.
Kelly's in the house, along with Emma. Emma is also there, Tennille Dashwood. So that pretty much breaks down, and I know you've probably heard, you can rewind it later to find out who I said before Gary Michael Capetta was on, and then you can fast forward to the rest of the list. But that's not all. There's going to be so many people there. I've already been told, and I'm going to go on record by saying this, and I'll probably be like, why'd you say this? There's over 1,000 people already pre-registered, ready to rock at Boardwalk Beatdown. That is like 3 to 4 to 6 bad indie shows combined. Okay, bad shows combined, you're getting 1,000 people. But there is going to be a plethora of people at the convention. I'm very excited about it. Now, obviously, we get into the nighttime. We go to the nightcap, where what's a convention without a wrestling event? Okay, Breakout happens at the Claridge Celebrity Theater. Okay, tickets are moving for that already. I was told earlier today that tickets are moving. There's a certain capacity, so you definitely want to get your tickets now. StandaloneWrestling.com. You definitely want to get involved in that, because, boy, you don't want to miss this. It's headlined by so many of your favorite stars. I'm just going to go down the card here where I'm seeing it. Obviously, card subject to change. Go figure, right? Pro wrestling, right? Am I right? Pro wrestling, card subject to change. But DJ Hyde taking on Fred Yeehaw. You talk about hard hitting. Boy, oh boy, I can't wait for that one. We got, oh my God, there's so many here. Doom Patrol versus REP for the tag titles versus, all the championships are also going to be decided that night. So people are going to walk away with poker chips and hardware, okay? Because I know, hopefully I get paid enough where I can gamble a little bit, right? Are you even allowed to gamble? You're not allowed to gamble. Who's allowing this kid to come to AC?
Can't drink.
Can't
Gamble. I'll be drinking orange juice and play with Monopoly.
Oh, my God. Who got the pink 50s? Jesus Christmas. Brandon Kirk versus Joey Janela versus, I can't make this out. Oh, Casey Navarro. My man right here. So talk to me. Shoot on your deathmatch opponents here. Brandon Kirk is obviously one of the toughest guys I've ever seen. I watch him get his ass kicked every time he posts a clip. And, of course, Joey Janela, he's the bad boy. He's one of the hottest wrestlers on the independent scene since I started. And he was, at one point, parading around in a pink jumpsuit. Okay? So before he was the bad boy, he was Starman. Oh, my God. I just dropped the bomb on everybody. But, however, Joey Janela will be there as well. Talk to me about this match and what it means to you to be on such a, I would call this a grander stage.
This match, to me, means everything. It's probably one of the biggest matches I'm having this year. This is going to be the most amount of people I've been wrestling in front of, I think, ever, especially with all the talent that's on this card. There's a lot of pressure on me, I feel, a little bit, because I feel like I got to show out, show all my talent, show what I can do. Brandon Kirk, who's taking over right now in CZW, and Joey Janela, who's legitimately everywhere, who was my mentor, Leo Rush, his rival, who, them two went back and forth. And, actually Joey tweeted once that he thinks I will be the next big thing if I keep my head on straight.
And by head on straight, he means stay humble, son. Okay?
That is very true.
Well, listen, you've always, look, I'll call it how I see it. When you first came on to the professional wrestling world out of fanhood, you jumped the rail. You started training with us over in New Jersey. And obviously, you went your own way. And, of course, that's going to rub some people the wrong way, including myself. I'll be honest. When you skip town and look for greener pastures, I said, you know what? I don't know. This he probably did it the wrong way.
Right.
Now I'm looking back. Now it's 4 years later, and I've been proven completely wrong. Case, you've done amazing things on the professional wrestling scene. Your matches are second to none. I'm blowing this kid's head up, so he's gonna walk around like BKM at the end of the night. But no, I mean you did it your way, and I guess there's no more cookie cutter way to do it in professional wrestling. You're either good and you have it, or you stink and you don't, and that's okay. It's okay to realize after a couple years that it might not be for you. It's not for everybody. Pro wrestling, it's not ballet. It's not one of those things where I can do it. I've been doing this in the backyard, so it's the same thing in the ring. You found out firsthand that it's not. It's not the same
100%.
thing. So you've made your strides. You've done your thing. My other question though, Joey Janela, he hangs around with Penelope Ford. Looks like Brandon Kirk's got Casey Cattell. What are you going to do? Are you going to be that lone dude that comes out by himself with no chick?
I'm single. I got nobody.
You're single now. Oh.
I am single now.
Call him now, folks, for dating with KC.
Use that number on the screen.
So, obviously, Penelope's also in action for the Women's Championship. Brittany Blake, Sue Young, let's say Layla Hirsch, she's also there. The Heavyweight Championship, oh boy, DeMarcus Kane, Matt Riddle, Joe Gacy. My God, Ryan, whoa, gee, look, dude. The Heavyweight Championship, I'm always a fan of heavyweight wrestling because, well,
you're a heavyweight.
I'm a heavyweight, right? So that kind of works out. But, guys like, I've been mentored under some big dudes, Kevin Matthews and Dan Moff and killers, Right. So heavyweight division has always been my go-to. I think that's going to be another phenomenal match. Heavyweight Championship, and obviously in a Monsters Ball match, obviously Abyss, because you can't have a Monsters Ball match without Abyss, and he's going to go take on two other guys, Dan O'Hare and Matt Tremont. Yeah, exactly. That is your lineup and your rundown for Breakout, for that Standalone Wrestling's Breakout. I will be on commentary with good old friend of mine, Gino Gotts. I haven't seen Gino in quite some time. I'm sure his hair's longer and his shoes are shinier because, Gino don't shine shoes no more. That's your boy, isn't
That
it?
is my boy. And actually, I could tell you that he is exactly the same.
So, yeah, no better, no worse. He's just
No.
Gino, and obviously, was it Emil
J.
Emil J is your ring announcer for that night. He's also joining us on commentary, so I'm excited to finally work with him. It's one thing I could say about ring announcers and stuff and commentators is that we're all kind of rooting for each other. Nobody's really stepping on anybody's toes. I just know I'm better than everybody else, and I just got that line from MJF.
Gassing his
So
own
that's
head
fine.
up here.
But I'm humble. Trust me, I'm humble. So this is, like I said, with about 9 minutes to spare in this awesome show that Hamilton Radio has put on for us. It's been something special. It's been something awesome. The countdown to Beatdown is happening right now. Your calls, obviously, you want to call in right now. I know a lot of friends. There's also Casey Navarro. He's also recently single, so you can talk to Casey Navarro. He's a stud. He's 19.
I have abs.
He's got some abs. You're 100 pounds.
Okay, I have ribs.
You're 100 pounds.
Same thing. I have ribs and bones.
My old tag team partner, Big O, used to say, abs under 185 don't impress me.
But he also told me more weights equals more dates.
He did say that. Boy, oh boy. KC Navarro.
Got him.
Yeah, he did get him. And shout out to Big O because he, again, once upon a time, tag team partner of mine, and is going to have a little bit of a retirement tour. He wants to He wants to fade away, and that's
have to
okay.
wrestle him.
Yeah. Well, hey, listen. Weren't you part of his Ozone militia or whatever?
Yeah, when I was like 13.
Which was like 4 days ago. So I mean, it is what it is at this point. But so Casey, obviously, as a whole, you're a fan at heart. We're all fans. We're all marks in our own way. You can make fun of people as much as you want. Like, I've been told earlier in my years that you can't be a fan if you're in the business. You can't root for stuff anymore.
Right.
And while that's somewhat true, you're not going to see me tweeting out to John Cena like, I'm so mad that you won tonight.
Right.
I'm so mad, because that happens a lot.
Right.
So I'm not going to do it because that's not professional. But at the same time, we're all fans, and professional wrestling has brought together a lot of people, especially recently. With unfortunately, professional wrestling does have a real side to it, and it does come with tragedy. And unfortunately, our thoughts and prayers to little Lucas, who lost his life over the week, this past week, and we've established a huge GoFundMe via Rob Fury, Standalone Wrestling, SWF Pro Wrestling. Those guys all came together, and they have exceeded and surpassed all the goals that they had originally set out for this little boy's arrangements and just funeral cost and like stuff like that. That's the last thing you want to be thinking about when it comes to losing a loved one, is how am I going to pay for this? How am I going to pay for that?
Right.
And shout out to Rob Fury, who was on Facebook Live every day, but there was one Facebook Live that he did that actually caught the attention of people. Because usually when I see Rob Fury's live, I say, please stop. But Rob Fury has done a really good thing. All benefits. I believe that show's coming up next Saturday night. It's the tribute to Lucas, and we're going to raise a lot of money for that kid. So really, if you're going to come support anything at all, on top of Boardwalk Beatdown and on top of all the local indie wrestling companies that are really starting to pick it up, but support this kid, support Rob Fury, support the family, Dave and his wife and everybody involved in that tragedy. That was something obviously nobody's ever prepared for. And I don't mean to bring the mood down or anything like that, but pro wrestling is real. You know, when it comes to the feelings of people and it comes to, a family feeling, a family camaraderie. Like, if you were to ask me, did I ever think that I would be working for Chad? Okay. Do you think I would ever, in a million years, be working for Chad? You would say no way. You would say no way, because why, Dave? Why didn't you work? Well, because you talked all this crap and you said this, you said that, right?
Yeah, Dave.
And well, people change, and it's pro wrestling, and it's a brotherhood. So no matter how much crap is talked throughout any company, no matter what, pro wrestling's goal is to put on a show and send the people home happy. Right. And it's to entertain. I know people don't like to hear the word entertainment, but that's exactly what it is. And when you go to a movie, what do you want? What are you paying for? To get entertained. You pay for a ticket for admission to a fantastic wrestling lineup, whether it have former WWE guys on it or not. You're there for your entertainment. And I think that's what pro wrestling as a whole needs. It needs more people like Chad. I know that sounds weird coming from me, but he's brought a lot of people together. He's brought a lot of companies together. He's invited people left and right down the Boardwalk Beatdown. Why? Not to make a buck, but to say, you know what? Hey, listen, there's a lot of success coming to one venue. Why don't you come share that with me? Right. So that's big. That is huge. And he already paid me, so I don't even have to say. I don't have to say this stuff. You know what I mean? I could have walked out after GMC like, dude, it's just Casey. I'm out of here. But
jeez.
So what I'm saying is that people in the wrestling business, for whatever reason, it's looked at as toxic. It's looked at as drama and politics. And while that's always going to be the case, pro wrestling's always going to have people trying to step over people. But I think it needs to be more of a competition. If Casey is better than X, Y, and Z, it's because Casey's putting the work in. Casey's not kissing any ass. Casey's actually just putting the work in the gym, in the ring. He's perfecting his craft, and he's going to be better. There are guys out there, and I can go off a laundry list of professional wrestlers that are great, professional wrestlers that stink. But you know what? They all resonate under the same umbrella, and we're all just trying to provide a good show.
Right.
And having GMC here today, Gary Michael Capetta put a lot in perspective for me, because I used to be called just a ring announcer, whether it be a joke or not. I'm just glad to be a part of the show.
Right.
You know what I mean? Who gets in the ring 10 times a night? That's me. You know what I'm saying?
Get in the ring more than I do.
Exactly. So there's only one me. There's only one ring announcer, but there's the wrestlers that have brought pro wrestling to new heights, whether it be standalone wrestling, SWF, obviously my home, Wrestle Pro, Battle Club Pro, Innovative Pro. There's so many. There's Danny Cage's down in Monster Factory. Professional wrestling needs a refresher, and it needs a kick in the ass. And I truly believe, as we wrap this up, I truly, truly believe that Boardwalk Beatdown is the refresher that pro wrestling needs. It's got a little bit of the past, it's got a little bit of your present, and it's got a lot of your future. You know, and these guys are the future. Your Anthony Bowens, your Matt McIntoshes, your Casey Navarro's, your Danny Moff is still somehow the future of pro wrestling. That guy is Angel's Wonder. You know, guys like that, Kevin Matthews, get trained the right way. Get trained the right way. Look, not everybody's going to have a success story like KC. You want to join a pro wrestling school? Do that. WrestlePro offers 2. You know, Danny Cage offers 1. They're everywhere. Go get trained. Go perfect your craft. Go chase your dream. Go chase your dream, because you know what? Without dreams, we're nothing. We are nothing. So I truly think that as we wrap this up, Boardwalk Beatdown is something that's going to refresh professional wrestling. It's going to bring a lot of people together. You're going to shake a lot of hands. And you know what? When you go out there and you shake a hand of somebody you might know, your colleague, do it with a sincere smile and a sincere shake. Don't shake their hands and turn around and say, I hate that guy. Right. You know, just go there and be refreshed, man. Professional wrestling, we all grew up loving it. Let's love it again. Make pro wrestling great again. I'm running for freaking president. That's all. That's what I'm doing.
He's got my vote.
As we wrap this up, Boardwalk Beatdown. It starts. It's a complete weekend, full 24 hours at least. It's going to be a rush, and I'm not talking about little KC's sugar rush here, but I'm talking about obviously Dinner with the Stars Friday night, the Boardwalk Beatdown convention going down all day Saturday, and obviously we close it out with Breakout. Standalone Wrestling is about to deliver one of the greatest shows that you've seen in a long, long time. KC, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you.
Put the damn sunglasses back on.
I did it.
I'm Dave Sturcio. I will be one of your hosts for the convention itself. I'll be on commentary. Come say hello. Come support all the people.
I'll be there with stuff.
Yeah, you got merch?
I do.
That's unfortunate.
I know.
So thank you guys so much for joining us here on Countdown to Beatdown. We will see you in just a couple weeks.
Peace out.
Day epic pro wrestling experience comes to Atlantic City as Standalone Wrestling presents Boardwalk Beatdown, an incredible jam-packed event. Have dinner with the stars Friday, August 24th at the world-famous Steel Pier. Saturday, August 25th, enjoy Boardwalk Beatdown convention featuring Goldberg, Sting, the Bullet Club, and close to 100 other stars. Standalone Wrestling caps off this incredible weekend with their live show, Breakout. Both events will be held at the Claridge. Visit standalonewrestling.com or call 609-709-8536. The first multi-day epic pro wrestling experience comes to Atlantic City as Standalone Wrestling presents Boardwalk